Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the channel. I'm gonna just dive right into it because I was driving on my way home and I was having my mini concert in the car. That's just how I like to do it. I blast my music, y'all know. Anyway, I was listening to Lauryn Hill do up that thing. If you know, you know. If you don't, you're late. And I suggest you go look that song up. But I wanted to share with y'all what I was thinking because I just had like this little download and y'all know that line where she's like, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? How you gonna win if you ain't right within? Yeah. So we all know this song. We done vibe to this. We done sing it to the top of our lungs. But it's like, did you ever sit and think about what she was talking about? And I did. So I wrote everything down and I'm gonna just read to y'all what I got. And we just gonna go off of that because I don't want y'all to miss a thing. Okay. So the first thing that comes to mind is when someone is on some bullshit or whatever, and you call them out on it. And then their response is, well, that's just how I am. And it's like, okay, that's how you are, but why are you like that? And that's a legit question. And it's not that you owe me an answer, but you owe it to yourself, you know? And what I found is that usually people are holding on to what someone else has done to them at some point in their life, and it may have caused them some type of trauma or some type of pain, you know? And this kind of stuff, it just requires healing. And healing is really hard to do, but it is definitely necessary for you to move forward. And it's possible, right? And I guess it's just kind of like, I guess I reflected on for me. For me, it's like I've had things happen to me in my childhood, and I took it and I internalized it. So, for example, when I was a child, I always felt like I was singled out or I was left out of a lot of things. I don't think that I got to experience things the way that other kids may have gotten to experience them, but it's I had to heal through that. And the people that kind of singled me out or made me feel different, that had everything to do with them and not me, you know? Something that I've had to learn as an adult is, or a thought that I have to ask myself, it's a question, is like, what are you carrying that's not yours? Anything projected onto you is not yours. And we all find ourselves internalizing it. So when things happen to me, I'm like, what's wrong with me for this to happen? Or what's wrong with me for somebody to do this to me? And nothing. It's nothing. I'm not going to sit up here and act like it's a clear cut answer as to why certain things happen in life, but hurt people, and I know we all familiar with that term. Hurt people hurt people. There's no necessarily no rhyme or reason to it. A lot of people hurt others that are good to them. It's really, really painful, but it's up to us to be able to kind of let that roll off the shoulder in a sense, like know what it is and be aware of who's doing that to you, but it has nothing to do with your self-worth. So ask yourself, what are you carrying that is not yours, right? So like one other example that I can think of is when I went through a terrible breakup. Um, my ex was kind of telling me like, you're impulsive or like you make these decisions and this, and that. And I'm like, am I really like that? Am I really like that? Don't get me wrong, I'm a Leo. I know some people don't read into stuff like that, but I'm a Leo. We passionate, we lead with passion. So we like if we see something we want, we it's like this. But I always consider myself to be more cautious than anything, especially a lot of the stuff that I've been through. It causes me to be cautious with people, things in general, unless I feel really sure about it. But when I sit back and I think about it and I've healed from it, he was more impulsive than I was. It was like very hasty decisions, stuff that he would want me to get him out of later on and or help out with. It was like I still can't understand why he would say like that was me or try to put me in that position. It's like if you really feel this about yourself, some people want you to sit in that misery with them. Um, the world is really complex, but please, please, please continue to focus on yourself. You know that if you have certain goals or you want certain things out of life, you know that you got to get yourself together on the inside. Get yourself together. If you see all these wonderful things for yourself, you see a wonderful relationship, you see a nice career, just a healthy lifestyle and all, you have to make sure that you match up with that, right? So if you know it's something you shouldn't be doing or it's a habit that you should be kicking, figure out how you can get rid of that. Just chip at it one step at a time. Um, Sometimes I realize, like I said, a lot of people will project things onto you, and it's like sometimes it takes a while to even recognize that what you're holding on to is not you. It's not you. So if you have a hard time just trying to pinpoint like where this is coming from, at least start out with what bothers you. What's hurting you, what's keeping you up at night. Um, Start there and write it down. Write it down. And I know that seems like a really, really simple step, but acknowledging will just like open a door. I promise you, I done had this happen to me so many times. You acknowledge it, you write it down, first step, and then all of a sudden it's like the gates just open up and everything just starts flooding through at one time. You got it. You got it. And I know when people talk about them floodgates, it's like, is this gonna be overwhelming for me? But it's not. It's not. And listen, I'm gonna leave y'all alone. Thank you for listening to this rant. I hope that it provided something for you, something to at least think about. But these are things that I think about on a daily basis. So hopefully you join me for the next one. And remember to ask yourself, what are you carrying that is not yours? And let me make sure I ain't got nothing else for y'all before I leave. Yeah, nah, I said it all. I said it all. We don't need nothing else. Think about it. Have a good day.